Hello everybody and welcome to Creativity Time. Gotta catch that iPad. So hello and welcome to Creativity Time. I do have my little sidekick with me today, little miss. She was on camp this week and they don't start school until 11:30, so I thought, why not? Let's do another Creativity Time where little Miss peeks. So if you've never watched our videos before, that's my daughter, my mini me. She selects one Stampin' Up color and one Stampin' Up stamp set, so one, and I have to create with what she uses. I can add any other supplies into the mix. So are you ready, little miss?
Yeah.
Okay, let's flip the camera. Let's see, where do I do that? There. Okay, I'm ready. My eyes are closed. I'm waiting. Okay. Glasses back on. Okay, ooh, we've got the Party Puffins. Fun. And pumpkin pie. That's an interesting combination.
I thought you could do the beaks in pumpkin pie, the candles in pumpkin pie, and maybe the cake in pumpkin pie.
Oh, well, what if I don't use the puffins? She's just given me a dirty look when I suggested not using the puffins. What can we do? I'm thinking just the cake and the candles. How's that sound?
That's right.
That's okay? Okay, not a stamp set I gravitate to.
What does that mean?
It's not one of my top picks. I got this as part of the artisan design team, so that's how I came to own it. It wasn't something I had purchased myself. So I definitely want the cake and the candles. Let's make it a birthday theme and make a wish, I think.
Is this the first time you're not going to use the puffins and you're using Party Puffin stamp set?
It is possible. It could be. I have used the puffins. Anyway, we'll see. Maybe I will use the puffins. Let's put that there and that there. And let me think. Orange. Why orange, sweetheart? Why pumpkin?
Candles.
Oh, the lights.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So that gives me a lot more flexibility. Ooh. Thinking. I am thinking a cake. Lots of candles. I know, let's heat emboss.
Heat and boss.
Yes,
Yes.
let's white heat emboss. This is the white. Yep, this is the white. Let's white heat emboss the candles. Okay, I'm thinking Tahitian tide.
Ooh.
I'm thinking I may need to cut some. Tahitian tide.
The Tahitian tide is nice, but not as nice as China.
I think it's pretty good. I'm going to just cut that in half and then in quarter. Well, half from an A4 sheet. So 10.5 and 14.85. So that I have a quarter of a sheet. Let's just put that. And
Good people.
grant paper. Versamark. Oh, that's sturdy.
There.
Versamark ink, and I'm going to start with some embossing buddy.
You have to use embossing buddy, but I think if you don't.
If you don't use embossing buddy, there is a chance that the embossing powder will stick to your cardstock where you don't want it to stick, not just to the Versamark. So it's a good idea to use it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to open that up so it's ready to.
Does the embossing buddy ever run out? Like
Yes, this used to be as fat as this one.
Whoa.
You can, I don't know if the camera's picking up on it, but there's a lot less in it. But I've had this one for 6 years.
Okay, so that's correct.
So takes a while.
To really run out.
Yes. Oh, that didn't start very well. That's okay. So you can see
Candles.
candles.
Candles everywhere. They're going to cover the whole
Yes.
candles. Yeah.
I'm creating a background with the candles. It's like I'm creating my own designer series paper.
Yeah, it is. It could be a designer series paper in the future.
I doubt it. Just making sure I've... Now, I'm going to...
That looks cool already.
Add the embossing powder. There you go. That is pretty good. So I'm just tapping off the excess.
It looks like you're flicking.
I was tapping the back of the card.
Yeah, that looks good.
There's a little bit of excess there, but that's okay because I do plan to trim this down. So that's why I cut it to 1/4 of an A4 sheet. Okay, cover that up. And now we do have, I could have used, actually what I should have used was, this is the embossing toolkit. And it comes with this, and then I could have just placed this down, sprinkled all the embossing powder, and then opened it and poured it out. But anyway, I forget to use this one.
It's handy.
It is handy, but that also comes, it comes with a brush, so you can brush the embossing powder back in. But my favorite part is the tweezers.
Wait, that came with the tweezers?
Yes, it came with the tweezers. So I'm placing the tweezers somewhere where there's no embossing powder. And now we're going to, yep, thank you, sweetheart. Now I've got the heat tool, and I can hold it with the tweezers, and that way I don't get burnt. Heated and set.
It looks silver from the angle I'm looking at it.
Well, it's not silver, it's white. Okay, and now we're going to take
Shiny one.
Tahitian dyed ink.
Wait, some of the candles don't have stripes or any pattern on them.
Yes, because there's 3 candles, and one's a single line, one's an open one, and one's a diagonal line. Anyway, so now I've got, and I've taken a big blending brush. I'm just going to take a microfiber cloth and give it a bit of a clean, because it didn't have Tahitian. It had a blue, so at least it's still blue. But I just wanted to get that excess ink off. And now I'm going to pick up Tahitian dyed, and I'm going to blend the edges. So I've got Tahitian dyed cardstock, and now I've got Tahitian dyed ink. It's going to create this cool background.
Some bits are definitely darker.
Yes, well, you should hope so. After blend. And I'm going to kind of keep the center uninked. So there's a bit of a... Actually, maybe I won't keep the center. I might do a spot about right there where it's uninked. And that will be like a focal point.
What's a focal point?
A focal point is somewhere where you're trying to draw the viewer's eye to see. It's the focus of the...
Oh, focus point. I had focus point.
I said focal point.
Oh.
Okay. This is a really fun way.
It's getting drawn to my attention without the ink there because it's way brighter.
Yes, that's the idea. Just blending. I'm not going onto my focal point, just going around the edges. And if there's any ink that's on your embossing powder, you can take a cloth and just rub it all off. But I think we're pretty good in that respect today. bring a bit more ink over from over here. Yep. There we
There's
go.
so many candles out.
And Pacific Point. I'm gonna just darken the edges a little bit by adding some Pacific Point. So I'm just gonna clean the brush a little bit and now add some Pacific. And I'm gonna try to be a bit light on this one. I don't want, see, the Pacific Point is covering up the white embossing, so we'll have to just around. Yeah, just to give it a little bit more tone. It's a darker blue, that's right.
Yeah, that makes the centre look even more white.
Yes, well, not white, but bright.
Bright, yeah, bright. So bright there.
Just trying to make sure I've blended that quite nicely.
It looks like you did.
I am pleased, but I will be trimming it down, so I'm going to add a little bit more Pacific Point because we're going to lose some of it when I trim it down.
Are you 100% sure you're trimming it down?
Yes, I like the border look on my cards.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, so that's that.
And
I'm going to take my cloth and just rub off the ink, off the embossing, and that brightens up those candles straight away because it's like set plastic essentially, so the ink won't absorb into it. It's just going to sit there over the top. You could also use a tissue, but don't use anything wet because then it smudges your ink. Just going to blend a bit more there. There.
Perfect.
Very good.
I like it.
And
I like what you do to the grid paper.
you like the grid paper? Okay, I think we'll have a Tahitian tied card base. Oh, should we do basic white? Ooh, I don't know.
Oh, you can try like not stick it on, but just see.
Yes, we will see. I will check both. I think I need to buy some more Tahitian tie. Okay, so after we do the other bits, we'll decide. I'll just have it
ready to decide.
And I've got a basic white already. Basic white actually might look good because of the white embossing. Anyway, let's trim this down. And I'm gonna cut
by a nanometer.
No, I'm gonna go, let's start with, you can always cut back more later. So I'm gonna cut off 5 millimeters from around the whole thing. And the reason why I'm cutting all four sides, I could have just cut a centimeter from 2 sides, is that because of the way I've blended it, I've got the dark blending, so I didn't want to cut heavily off the dark blending on one side only. I'm going to keep that focal point where it is.
That makes sense.
And I'm kind of liking that.
Yeah, oh, I like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Very pleased with that. Okay, and actually, while we've still got that all out.
The card is turning into a Tahitian tie.
Yes, but you said I could. I will use pumpkin pie, don't you worry.
Yes.
I haven't forgotten. So now I'm going to just take my card insert and an envelope. I'm grabbing another piece of grid paper. So I'm going to blend some ink onto the envelope and onto my, this time I'm not heat embossing any of it, but I will still stamp. I'm starting with the Tahitian tied, which is starting to look like it needs re-inking.
Real? Oh yeah, it does.
I have all my ink refills. Speaking of ink refills, the 2021 to 2023, is that correct?
I don't know.
In colours are retiring soon. And so if you do not have your ink refills, I would get them now because...
Get dozens of them, so you're safe.
Well, no, you don't need dozens of ink refills. One will last you a very long time. Like, I've never replaced an ink refill. And don't forget that I run classes and have retreats and probably use it a little bit more than the average domestic crafter. So one ink refill is plenty. And now I'm going to go in with the Pacific Point. But get cardstock as well, because they generally do go on sale, but they sell out, particularly the ink refills. They sell out really quickly once April hits. And then in May, you won't be able to get them at all. So,
wait, was Tahitian Tide in ink colour?
it is, but it's the 2023 to 2025.
Oh, great.
So we're looking at the 2022 to 2024. Oh no, it ends in 2023. So we're in, what colours are ending? The Fresh Freesia,
No.
Pale Papaya, Soft Succulent, Evergreen, what's it called? Evening Evergreen, and what was the last one in that? Polished Pink. Okay, and so now I'm also going to need to get...
Terrible.
It is what it is. I'm going to stamp the same candles, this time in Tahitian Tide, over my blending. So it's a bit similar to the card front, but a little different because we're not heat embossing it.
It's quite a big kit, like there's ink on the edge. And
what do you mean by kit?
Ink.
Didn't you say kit just then?
I said hint.
Hint, right.
Hint on
There.
the inside.
So that's a fun way to decorate the inside. I got inky fingers.
Oh no.
Hopefully don't transfer that. Inky fingers. Okay, so we've got our insert and our front. Now we need some details. So I was thinking the birthday cake. There. Let's stamp that.
In basic white.
On basic white, not in basic white.
Memento.
In Memento on basic white cardstock.
I thought the Memento ink lid was black.
It is whatever it is over there. Found a piece of scrap basic white. And I might even do 3 cakes. Just
cakes.
because.
Cakes are yummy.
Yes, cakes are yummy. Actually, this is a little cruel. I'm not eating cake at the moment. That's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Now,
you don't need to cook.
I'm going to take the pumpkin pie Stampin' Blends and the Daffodil Delight.
Wait, what orange did I choose? Pumpkin pie?
You chose pumpkin pie, so this is where I'm fulfilling my pumpkin pie requirement. So I'm starting with the candles and I'm adding a tiny bit of pumpkin pie to the bottom of the lights. And I'm going over the top with pumpkin pie light. And I had hoped to add some Daffodil Delight Dark right at the tips. Didn't quite get all of them, but that's okay.
The candles are tiny, though.
Yeah, tiny, and I'll do...
Daffodil Delight candlesticks.
Yep. Daffodil Delight candles. And... what do you think? Should we do the plates as pumpkin pie?
Why not?
What other colour would...
You could do a tester on it. Then make another one if you don't like the look of it.
I'll stamp one more as a tester, as Little Miss has suggested. Candles first. tester, I can use the tester as well.
Or you could even use all of the cakes.
We could potentially.
4 cakes.
Actually, do you know what? Well, let's try it. I'm going to try a Daffodil Delight on the plate on this one.
Then a different colour on another plate. Then you can decide which one you like the best.
And pumpkin pie.
Or if you don't like, if you can't decide which one you like the most, you can use a mixture of them.
And what colour cake? What colour icing should we do?
Pink.
I don't know if pink would. Where's
Fit.
the camera there? Pink wouldn't quite fit.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I might even try pumpkin pie icing.
Very
Let's try it on this one. Well, you did challenge me with pumpkin pie, so I kind of figure I should use it a bit. And
That actually doesn't look too bad.
blue and orange are actually opposite colours on the colour wheel. Did you know that?
Are they?
Yep.
Oh yeah, they are.
So I thought it could work.
That teacher has a colour wheel and I sometimes check which is opposite.
Kind of like that. And leave the cake white, but let's give it some shading.
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 I forgot what shading was for a second.
So for the shading, I'm going to start with Colour Lifter. I know that sounds strange, but it just allows the ink to blend into the white a lot easier. And then I'm going to add the light, what's this? Light Smoky Slate.
Yeah.
Just to there, and then I'm going to blend it with the colour blender as well. So it's going to lighten it, but the point is that it's going to blend it into the cardstock so that it's no harsh line. And as the alcohol evaporates, that'll get softer as well, but I'm quite pleased with that.
Oh yeah, it's already getting softer.
Now let's try pumpkin pie icing on this one with the yellow plate. I think that might be the better option.
That cake now looks 3D because of how much it's like.
Yes, I think that's too much orange, but on the yellow,
Looks
I'll
good.
bring that up.
Now add the shading.
Yes, I will. Oh, let me do all the pumpkin pies first. So I'm just going to do all 3 cakes the same, just to be easier.
But you don't know what plate you're going to use.
Yes, I'm going to use the yellow plate.
Oh yeah. I thought you were just like, I'm probably going to use the yellow plate.
Nope. I'm happy with the yellow. The Daffodil Delight, technically speaking.
Yeah, it's not just any yellow. It's the Daffodil Delight yellow. Does colour lift ever run out?
Yes. But I don't use it as much as the others, so. But I also have 2 colour lifters.
You do?
I do.
Oh yeah, found the second.
Partly because they're sold, everything else is sold in pairs, and I didn't like that there was 1 spot left. So.
Yeah.
And it's also handy for classes to have 2.
It just looks like a white marker, not a colour lifter marker.
Well, essentially it is just a white marker.
That colour lifts. The candles looks like you stamped them on last after doing the
Oop!
What happened there?
That's what happens sometimes. We got some ink splats now on our cake, but that's okay. Oh boy.
I think it looks cool.
It does look a bit cool. Okay. My marker just fell apart. That's what happened.
That has nearly happened to me once. I was opening it, then I thought I broke it, so I just put it back together and then I didn't use it.
Orange that in. And now the Daffodil Delight. That's the light. I want us start with the dark. I like starting with the dark.
Yes, so the light can like blend into the dark.
Yes, exactly.
Not the other way around.
You can do it the other way around, but there we go. And now we need to fussy cut. Anyhow, cake, cake, cake. And now I want the cakes to stand out somewhat more.
Oh, that looks so good.
You like that?
Yeah.
Cake, 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 cake. I'm thinking some vellum. But before I do that, I'm gonna grab some basic black.
Basic black.
Yes, basic black.
Wow.
And we're going to heat emboss the sentiments on black and then fussy cut them out. So again, embossing buddy, get my...
You need your embossing machine.
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna use the tray thing.
No.
Oh,
And make a wish.
This guy.
I like dipping into my embossing powder. I feel like that's
I got it.
less messy. Careful. Put that up and
I think that it's quite clever embossing.
yes, embossing is very clever. Excellent.
Happy birthday. It'll be cool if embossing powder came in all the colours instead of short colours.
You know what? I'd like it just in the basics. I'm just cutting that off with my trimmer so that it's a straight line.
And you can use it here.
Yes. And I'm gonna fussy cut. I have white embossing powder, I have blue ink on my fingers. Better make sure I wash my hands really well before lunch. Okay, and now make a wish, happy birthday. Oh, I like that. That is looking good.
That is going to be definitely the best card you've ever made with Party Puffins.
Oh, thank you, high praise. And I'm going to definitely add some vellum. I'm thinking a circle.
A circle of vellum? You could end up using like one of those.
No, I'm going to do a straight circle. I think there's too much detail.
In those ones? Yeah, it would make
There's
it.
a lot of happening on the card already.
There's thousands of candles. There's
I'm thinking this one.
cakes.
That'll fit the cakes on
Oh yeah, that would
quite nicely. Okay. And that should fit in Mini Bailey.
Yeah, it should, but if it doesn't, that's just weird.
It will.
And never use the middle of the piece of vellum or whatever you're die cutting. Try to use as little as
Yes, I have
not
been
as
teaching
much.
Little Miss about economy of cardstock. So when she's die cutting for me, trying to get as many of the same die cuts out of that same piece of cardstock.
If you need many. Well, not even if you need
Not
many.
even if I need many, but
If you just need one, you still want room to die cut something else.
yes. Or you could still use that piece for something else. So anyway, it's been a good lesson and she's doing really, really well with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that vellum will go there. And then our cakes. As so. And then we'll put that there. What do you think, my dear? So pretty. I'm going to use the mini dimensionals on the back of Make-A-Wish.
You're using black dimensions.
Okay, so let's start by adhering our circle. I've just used a little bit of Stampin' Seal Plus, and it still does show through the vellum, but we will be covering it with the cakes, as Miss has just set. And I'm going to put 2 down there and then 1 in the middle and have the 1 in the middle lifted up. You know what? Don't normally use this for this kind of thing, but
why not?
It's at hand. Didn't want to go looking for the other one. And I'm just going to use the mini black dots on the back of this cake as well, just because they're out.
I think the black dots look cool.
The dimensionals.
Yeah, they look so cool. Because I'm used to the white ones.
I do like how on the black ones you can see which backing you have. Oh, that would have been fun to add some.
You could probably still add it.
We've got Tahitian tied twine. Could have added some. Or maybe a bow. Would a bow be too much for this card?
Could be a faux bow.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I really like faux bows.
You really like faux bows.
Yeah. Because everyone will say, oh, that's a bow.
Right, just pick that up. Squeeze that in. What do you think? Yay, nay?
Yay.
Yay? Okay. Luckily, that's kind of stuck to vellum, so that makes it easy to
That's what I meant. Like,
pick up, except for that one dimensional, but that's okay. I can
scrape it off.
re-add that dimensional. And no faux bows for me, just
A nice, true bow.
just I've tied the bow. I'm going to use a mini glue dot.
Should I take off that extra bit?
No, that's fine. And I'm going to put it right behind in the middle of the cake. Right there. And now we can re-stick our cake down.
I think that cake is the magic cake because it's lifted and it has a bow stuck behind it.
Magic cake. Just trimming that. Might trim it down a bit more once we finish the card. But okay, so happy birthday was going to go on the bottom. So I'm going to start with that so that I can space it out.
The cards that you make are so cute.
Thank you, my dear. That's very sweet. Add happy birthday there, and then make a wish. Whoops. Dimensionals on the back, not on the front. Make a wish. Okay, so our card front is all done, but we've still got to decide on the card base. So there's
I think that will be maybe like a little bit too
much blue.
Asian card.
Yes, I'm thinking the basic white, but let's have a look.
Like,
Compare and contrast. Oh no, look, I got ink. That's right, we'll put that on the back.
I think the ink looks kind of cool.
There. So on basic white, it looks as so, which I think it looks really good on the basic white.
What if it looks better than that?
No, I think that's too much blue.
Yeah, too much.
It does look good,
It does look good, but too much.
but I prefer it. It seems brighter on the
Yeah.
basic white, so we will go with that. And
But
I'm
you
just going
can
to
do that.
continue. Yes, if I can get it going.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
So
I'm not going to have any wiggle room. Oh, don't like this. There we go.
you did it. That
I
looks so
did it.
smart.
I did it. Now,
You're using that thing a lot now.
it's not a thing. It's called Stampin' Seal Plus
Stampin' Stampin' Plus. Why is that a plus?
because it's the stronger hold one. I like the Plus better than the Stampin' Seal. Anyway, so there's our insert envelope. It is very, and you would have never known that this comes from a Party Puffin stamp set.
No, you can only know that it's from a beautiful...
So what do we think, miss? Do we want some bling?
Bling, bling,
Bling? I know the perfect bling for it. My
Yeah.
absolute favourite. The basic iridescent rhinestone jewels.
Can you add some really small ones?
Yes, I will.
Yes.
I'll add all the sizes.
Yeah.
Oops. Backing came off.
That's not good.
Add 3 there.
I think it's quite clever how you used your scissors to get them off.
I feel like this card needs some extra bling. 3 and 6, 7. There. I think that's...
The cutest card I've ever seen.
Oh, that's so sweet, sweetheart. So do you approve?
Approved.
Approved?
I need to get the badge.
I don't know where the badge is, but
I
anyway.
do.
There we go. There's my challenge card. So Little Miss had challenged me to use the Party Puffins stamp set and pumpkin pie. I didn't use the ink, but I did use the Stampin' Blends. And there. She's happy. She's off to find something. She's found the stamp badge of approval, so we've got to give that a moment. There. There's the approval of my project. So thank you so much for joining me. I will be back next week at 10 a.m. Thursday on Facebook, and then it'll go up onto YouTube the following day with another episode of Creativity Time. Little Miss will be back at school. She'll be going to school shortly, in fact. Bye for now.